don't we all come into this room?
Yeah.
In addition to them, like, you guys will be closer to me. We'll all be closer to each other because it's cold. And if we all sit in this room will get warmer. Can anybody verify this physics?
Science.
Thanks for having me in y'all's house. As has been stated earlier, it's a very nice house. Particularly this thing.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That kind of classes up the whole room. Thanks to Will for putting on the show. I'm Spoonboy from Washington, D.C. It's okay. This is the awkward introduction. Everybody gets one.
You're awesome.
Oh, thank you. This one is for the Michigan expats, of which I can think of a couple in the room, but I always imagine that there's another one. Alright. Through themes and recurring conversations, I found myself in the towns east of Lake Michigan, fueled by an unnamed desperation, set in a quest for a shared narration, and I thought back to moments I had listened for, like how the northern lands untouched were of the beauties not yet lost, how the urban landscape remain unlivable, or how the buildings of Detroit are home to the broken dreams of men in the shell of industry, emasculation. Thought to aside, a common story, a man who found narcotic glory, with nothing left to lose save wife and family. And I thought, if all the kids in Michigan are miserable or nihilistic or caught in the traps of the games they're playing, what does it say for a shared narration? If all the kids in Michigan, 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 if all the kids in Michigan, 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 if all the kids in Michigan are miserable or nihilistic. I met a Michigan expat in the kitchen at the house, at Mikey's house this morning. Going for Michigan. What she said was, yeah, you know, there's no jobs, but I love it. Just I feel like everybody, the thing about Michigan being one of those states where everybody moves out because it's extremely poor and it's hard to live there, is that unlike a lot of like other shitty places where you meet people from, people are always like, but I love Michigan, and if I could, I would move back. And I think that's something that's interesting about Michigan. And Blair was telling me, a mutual friend of ours, Blair, who lives around Detroit, that Sam is Michigan's #1 export.
Oh yeah. What is this?
Which is a nice thing to say. But then I was like, oh, but yeah, me and Sam.
Then you're like, Kid Rock. Fago? Yeah, Fago, duh.
Yeah. There you go. I thought I'd share that. Here's a song about anxiety. This is a low anxiety anxiety day for me, but not usually. Usually this works. Dr. Irving Kirsch has got a study out to see about the chemical imbalance of the brain. Controversy centers around the source of cure for that old thing they call depression. Read the article in silence while my mother takes her medicine. Sitting here alone, I'm thinking about how things have been, about the emptiness I feel. Sometimes I'll flirt with it, treat it like a muse, put it to work, but then I won't know where it's gone. It's overshadowed by something that's come along, like attention from this one cue. A couple 100 miles up the road, I ask her what she thinks. She says, in truth, well, I don't know. These things come and go. And when all this introspection gets me feeling too unstable, take my bike out for a ride, I'll have a drink, see the monuments, all those overrated men from our entire history. Yeah, for some reason it means something to me. I'd take this car some 1,000 miles. If I sublet my room, I might not worry about money for a while. If that sounds good to you, well, you can come along. Either way, I'm headed on. Not impressed by the intimidation tactics of this expansive land of the vaguely unknown. And I'm not impressed. Philadelphia is a city on the Middle Eastern side of a landmass on this planet that I'm not too proud of. But it's a landmass that I live on, and Philadelphia's smoggy skyline lies above a few good humans who are not impressed by the blood that goes in the building that doesn't belong to the architect, and I'm not impressed. Song that mentions Philadelphia. No, I'm not gonna play that one because I didn't put it in my head that I would. good bit of today writing a thing I'm writing about this next song that I'm going to play. That's I'm writing to go along with the music video that spent like the last 5 months working on for this song. Took a really long time to finish it. But it was hard to write about because it's about gender, which is a really complicated, difficult thing to write about and understand, and which is why I feel like our culture sort of trying to like define gender in this like really rigid, strict, oversimplified black and white way, maybe so that like we wouldn't have to think about it. But that was a mistake that our culture made. Can't really credit it to anyone in particular, but however that came to be, I think that was a mistake because I think that the fact that gender is a really complicated thing is what's awesome about it, and we do ourselves a real disservice by trying to oversimplify it and think that it should be something that should fit into some couple of strict categories. I think that's a damaging thing that our culture does. That's kind of what I was trying to think about today for this music video that is really fun, and I dress up like Batman, and I made t-shirts of myself wearing a Batman costume, which is like a little bit, weird to make a t-shirt with your face on it.
It's not really you though.
Yeah, except when you're Batman, and then it's different. And it's based on a dream I had, and that's what this song is about. I awoke from this dream I was having, kissing on the sky and playing rough. In the back I was infecting someone else's body. Shuddered when you came inside me. In the day I let the nighttime be, I would keep it to myself, walking the halls of my high school, thinking back on all the lessons I learned. Like Danny said you shake hands like a faggot. I said, Danny, could you tell me what exactly all your dad meant? He said, you don't want to be sick now. Now do ya, or do ya? Me and Jenny had a good time laughing and taking off our clothes to explore each other's bodies. She said, I don't want to disappoint you. You can never be my girl. Either way, we spent a lot of time together. There were questions over gender, but we settled in the meantime. She said, that's how it is. I said, that's fine. Had a friend who had the nerve to ask the question. He said, you could pull it off on how to put all the attention. He said, don't you know you can have it much easier? Me and Jenny held on to our contradiction, and we didn't let it go until we took it to the limit. No, in the end, it cut her deeper, 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 deeper. Jenny's dad had a knack for condescension. He said, girl, what you doing? Always looking for attention. Could you get over this phase now? You embarrass me. See my friend with the clever little question said, I know what I could do would be easier. By and by, I shouldn't have to. You guys watched me tune right before that song, right? What happened? I blame myself. A good worker never blames his tools. That is a weird thing. It's a weird expression. What if I wonder how many workers have like got these complexes, like these like inferiority complexes. They're just using faulty hammers. Can't blame the hammer. I'm a terrible worker.
This hammer's made out of rubber.
That would be a problem.
Still doesn't sound right. Oh well. I'm gonna do another song by myself, and then maybe like you can play some songs with me. This is a song about my dad. It's a song about how masculinity is socialized. And about how like that's something that is taught to us again in really subtle ways. You can't really pinpoint it, but we're taught like pretty shitty ideas about what it means to be a man, whether or not you're socialized as a man, but especially if you're socialized as a man. And those ideas kind of reinforce, you know, patriarchy and ideas about male supremacy and like just a lot of shit that's really real, even if you know the way history is told, like that's supposed to be over, it's still really real. And so I think it's important to like look at the subtle nature of those things and look at how we're socialized and try to question those things. And so like also like look at the spaces like we make within punk. Like this is something that I end up pointing out at shows from time to time, myself included. Like tonight was like a performance of all men, and like that's really common that it would be men that's all men performing at a show like this. And that's not to say that we aren't all inspired, talented songwriters, as I think everybody was. But it's just like that is a symptom of something that happens in our culture about like who is expected to like hold power, who's expected to like to get up in front of people and expect them to listen to them, etc. And that's the kind of stuff we should look at and be critical of, and that's what this song is about. Myself lucky, I consider it fortune for things like how I wasn't taught at a young age to respect my elders. I thank goodness for my absence of a father. He could have taken me out, we'd gone camping. Could have learned to wield my body as a weapon. These are things that I won't be missing. I remember sitting in the car with my dirty old man as he explained how she had asked for it and how it was her fault. I'm only glad I didn't take the bait well. I remember telling my mother, when's the last time I saw my father? No regrets for what else I've been missing. Cause I'm not jealous of a well-adjusted family, only given time to learn their anomaly or help the wounded ones, the children, all vengeful fathers. Want everyone I know is still standing in the shadows of the men who left their mark. I'd rather be left in the dark. Oh, 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 oh. If our fathers were our role models for God, they failed us, what does that tell us about our supposed omnipotent savior? Except we're all born to fiction, daily recreated. Replay the roles from the stories we learned as kids. Humans down, humans, God is invaded. Every boy on this earth should have his head stuck up his ass. We're all just like our dad, we keep learning the same shit again. And I wonder how long till it ends well. I remember when my dirty old man told me how I grew up gonna try to do like a split record sometime soon. So the idea was that we would be collaborating towards that purpose. But we're both a little behind on our songwriting, I think. But, you know, got together and jammed a little bit yesterday. And this is a new song, and should hopefully be on that record. And it's about not calling somebody back, being okay with being lonely, that sort of thing. I thought again about you, Eric. Took a bus past the house I grew up in, but it's just some walls to keep the warm air in. Just a number on a scrap in my pocket, and these illusions of home, they found a place in me too. Used to long for some warm insulation, but grown accustomed to the cold wind blowing in my room. Singing, that keeps pumping, and that's a matter of another sort. I used to think that one day I'd settle into some place. I used to think I'd find the will to be content, settled into a dispossession sentiment. And I thought again about you, Eric. Thought I might unfold your number, yeah. Thought about your voice, I could hear it. Thought about the pain I might put you through. I thought again about you, Eric. I thought again about you, Eric. I thought again about you, Eric. Peanuts at some car off across the highway, saying it's the principle that stands. As we drove across, it seemed like an ocean that it was overdue. When you told me at a truck stop off in nowhere how you struggle with your past, I know you do. And I remember you told me how you thought one's father defines one's country. What if it was true? What they say about how your mother defines your home. You can switch the parts up all you like, but what you were talking about was justice. And I remember you said goodbye where you stand. I remember you. You said it's all or nothing, kid. Backyard, it's in your courthouse, and you said it's all or nothing, kid. You can have the half without the whole. If you never dream of something bigger, you'll never get out from where you are. And I remember you said goodbye where you stand. I remember you. the end of her life, as I know that she would be for mine. It's not obligation that leads me to say it, it's just how I intend to spend the time. No person who gives out a part of themselves will ever be truly forgotten. These parts will change hands and they surpass lifespans alive as long as they're passed along. I remember the parts passed to me, and after she's gone, I will remember my mom. My mother sat like a book on the shelf through the cold autumn years of her life, replaying her memories like a tape on repeat, over and over in her mind. She'd always been the kind of a mother who would put others before herself, this much I know. There were men in her life who took well advantage before they got up to go. Imagine all of your memories, mistakes that you made, played over in your mind like the loop of a tape. To my mother's regrets, for which she lost rest, do they keep you awake at night? Could you tell me that, Father? Do your memories haunt you, sir? Or are you content with what you left behind? La 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 la. La la la, la 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 la. La 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 la. I will be with my mom at the end of her life, but Sarah will not be for yours. You've done nothing to earn it, and frankly, you don't deserve it, so you won't be receiving that reward. There are people whose names are passed down generations, but Sarah, yours is not one of them. Consider it a consequence, a mistake that you made, which there will never be amend. How is that for a memory to keep you awake? There are parts that you gave to me. There are parts of us, all I think, that are better off left behind. There are parts of us all that are better left to die. La 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 la. La la la. La la la. Gonna do another newer song, and I'll do one more. Thanks again to Will and everybody at this house for the show. It was very cool. And Pat, you were awesome. Sam, you were awesome. Mikey was awesome, especially when I was playing bass. That part was awesome. Kidding. Not a good night for weirdness, right? Okay. Linus and me, we were talking about first loves, how they burn out, leave you charred, and then change completely. Thought about that one summer burning in the suburbs. Me and Caroline making eyes and waiting on the subway. She taught me out like the stamp that finished her collection, like a dying breed in danger of extinction. And we fell into each other without the slightest bit of caution, till the whole thing fell out. Under our feet, I see Caroline sometimes walking down the street. Her head's all full up with those people she meets. I wanna pull out and say, hey, thanks for everything, Caroline, but she don't go by that name no more. If she saw me tonight, she wouldn't look at me twice, but you know, don't you know, it's alright, alright, alright. Me and Caroline walked down different paths in life. You know, don't you know, it's alright, alright, alright. Tommy and me, we had committed a crime. Not a lot to it, just something we did at the time. There was war in the air and it troubled my mind. There's secrets between us, but I'd been sure the things we shared, well, they were ours. But there was something there I hadn't seen before when I saw Tommy in his military uniform. He'd just been looking for a war. If you saw me tonight, he might not look me in the eye, but you know, don't you know, it's alright, alright, alright. Me and Tommy, we had different wars to fight. You know, don't you know, it just gotta be alright. Do-do-do-do. Do-da-da-da-da-do. Do-do-do-do. Took a while thinking about someone new before broke and took down that old picture you drew.